So we're here at Otakon 2023 with Ricco Fajardo. How you doing today?
Good, man. It is Saturday, as you guys convention goers out there know. It's the busiest day, so we're out here doing this, which is lovely. Nice break. So thank you for that. Appreciate you.
No problem. Look, you're probably one of the few voice actors that I see that's like interactive. You know what I mean? Like you guys. Usually it's like you never see people, like you know the voice, but you never see them. Like,
yeah. That's the blessing and curse of voice acting.
This opportunity to have you. Let's just talk about the role that is your involvement in Black Clover as
Nozel Silva. Nozel Silva. Yeah. He is the captain of the Silver Eagles. Did you watch the movie by chance?
I did watch the movie.
Okay, yeah. We got the movie, which is really exciting. I personally never play older siblings. Typically, in my family, I'm the youngest sibling. Nozel is the elder of the Silva family, and he is the captain. Like I said, he has a complex relationship with Noel, who's played by my friend Jill Harris. We always play siblings in anime, but. Man, he is at a couple points in the anime, he does say he is going to be the Wizard King. And if you read ahead in the manga, you may or may not know things. But there's a lot of, that show keeps me on my toes, man. I love playing, now I do, the older sibling. I don't know if you have any siblings at all.
I do,
but like,
yeah.
Where are you in the...
I'm the oldest.
You are the oldest. So dude, I don't know what that's like to have to take care of the young ones, but like I drew upon my older siblings. I think my favorite quote from he's talking to Asta, played by my buddy Dallas Reed, and he goes, "You filthy commoner," and he's like, he talks down to everyone. He's always just taking people down a peg, but he's that guy that talks the talk and walks the walk. You know what I mean? So, but he's got an ego on him. So.
Now I'm always curious behind the behind the scenes stuff when it comes to this, because for a while. We had no clue when this movie was coming. I'm sure you were sitting on that scene for forever.
Yeah.
Just give me an idea of like kind of what the experience, because I mean I'm not sure how animation I'm not sure how the studios work now in terms of like with Netflix, it's like a third party now, and you hired over here, but then you're working for Netflix. Like, how does that work now?
So as an actor, I'm freelance. Mm-hmm. I will go where the work is, right? But yeah, it's interesting when different production companies get properties. Mm-hmm. So if, for instance, I don't know, I know a while ago there was Evangelion. That's one of my favorite shows. Evangelion. It's been redone a few times, and different dubbing has occurred on it. But it's jumped from I think Amazon Prime to Netflix, and at one point I know Crunchy had it, or Funimation, then Funimation for a long time. But people these companies I don't work directly in production, so I can't speak firsthand. But these companies will lay down good amounts of money to produce it. So in regards to the dubbing and licensing rights for it. So yeah, it gets complex sometimes when say maybe. One company, like your company, has the anime, right. And then, but I slap down a big check. I'm like, but I want the movie. So then it's like, but wait, how do we deal with the cast, right? Because if say for instance, I don't know, I'm thinking of my buddy Justin Briner. He plays Midoriya in My Hero Academia. If I was like, I want Justin Briner, it'd be like, well, we had him, and it's like now it feels like a weird soccer team or football team kind of thing where you're like, I want this guy on my team, and it depends on the contract and who is obligated to what. So that's why I have an agent and they handle all that stuff. But yeah, it can get pretty complex, and especially right nowadays we have the SAG strike happening.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things we can and can't talk about because there's, and I don't want to open a whole can of worms, but when we're talking about actors being protected from artificial intelligence, right? Yeah. People already have my voice in a can somewhere that you can apply to something, and it's I didn't say you could do that, but it's the Wild West of AI.
Yeah.
You literally, guys, ChatGPT, people are just putting in, you're literally feeding the computer right now, which is, it's cool, it's exciting. I love cyberpunk aesthetic, by the way, but it's so new, so we don't know what is going to come to fruition.
We don't know how to police it yet.
Correct. It's literally back in Napster, LimeWire.
Right.
I can download this?
Now we're doing the same thing
Precisely.
with Apple Music.
Precisely.
And
so
stuff
guess what, guys? This is what we have to figure out. So, yeah.
Now, when you say as far as contracts, I'm guessing when you play, your role in My Hero, or like you said, the Nozel, does that give you automatic like video game voice acting?
I wish.
Okay.
No, man, it's always, that's the fun thing about acting, and kind of the bummer is that you're always auditioning for the job. What's good is that means like it is actually like a football team, or you know, like you might be the name, you might have the name, but if you're injured or like you don't fit the team, you're not going to be on the team. You know what I'm saying? Right. So like you have to earn it. You have to audition. I've had auditions before where they're like, hey, here's the breakdown. We want you to sound like this actor. I look at it and it's my name. I'm like, you want me to sound like me because I did the anime?
Right.
And then I didn't get hired. I was like, wow, they went with someone else. But again, there's a lot of different reasons why people cast. So it's again, as an actor, you have to be flexible, and your job is to audition. So like we fail like 95% of the time, and that's if you're really good. Right. So like this is the name of the game.
Yeah, one of the things I've definitely noticed about you over the years is that you keep the grind going. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at the list next to your name, it's like there's no way in the world he was able to do this in a year, right?
Hey, dude, here's to every artist out there, every athlete. You got to put the work in every day, right? Cheers to you. So, yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, so like I said, when you see that, and it's just like, you know, where do you find the time? Like, are you now in studio again, or are you still in your closet, like in the bathtub?
I'm in the bath.
Like,
first off, bathtub, worst place to do dubbing. Okay, echoey. Why do you say bathtub?
people trying to figure out
porcelain, like. Well, I guess maybe if you got like a sound acoustics. I don't know what bathtub you're dubbing in, but yeah, closet would be good. A lot of blankets, a lot of towels, a lot of clothes. Actually, pretty decent for like when recording. Some of my first auditions I ever booked for commercials was in a closet space. But yes, I have a booth at home. Sometimes I'll do a lot of video game dubbing. Remote. I did Fire Emblem Engage remotely, which is a Nintendo game that I'm very happy to be a part of, in my booth in Dallas, which was nice. Every time I would do barking noises or howling in that game, the studio dog in LA would go rah, rah, and they're like, it's Ziggy approved. That's for you, Ziggy, which was lovely over at Cup of Tea Productions, being directed by Patrick Seitz, who plays Endeavor in My Hero Academia, which is really lovely. But all that said, like that, we do that. I've done that before, but then yeah, also run into the studio over in Dallas for Crunchyroll, and work on My Hero over there, or any of the properties happening there. So yeah, interesting times to do both. I think the pandemic really sort of gave us the ability to look at home recording in a new light, because you have to. The power of have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everybody just kind of figured it out, right?
That's how life is, right?
You know, wrapping this up and getting away from the anime stuff for a second, I just kind of digging deeper into kind of like what you're about. And you're not from DC. You're not from like the
No, I love this city though. It's really nice.
What would you say like your favorite food is, like when you come to the Otakon? Like there's something you gotta have when you come here every year.
Oh man, this is weird to say, and friends of mine don't like. I had like some killer breakfast, dude, out here. This is so silly, but the bacon is sweet out here. I don't know why the bacon is sweet.
Really?
It is. I'm from Dallas. We do like barbecue stuff out there. It's sweet. Having ramen in every place. I don't mean to talk to all my anime loving friends out there, but I like to have ramen everywhere. Okay, and the ramen out here, we just went to a place last night, is really good, and it's one of those kind of like they're just eat the bowl, get out of here, tiny restaurant kind of deal. I love that jam. Sushi as well, California guy, like I said, it's like, and I just recently went to Japan. I was like, that's sushi. Have you been to Japan yet?
That's on my list of things to do.
You gotta go, bro. You gotta go. The food is so good. Anyway, but specifically the tuna. But yeah, out here, I really enjoyed like going to some of the older establishments, like close to the White House, and having like a really nice breakfast in some of like the tea rooms. Right. Feels very like a nice cup of coffee, like a robust cup of coffee. I feel it's because there's a lot of folks that come from all over the world to DC, so they got to make sure it's really good. Yeah. They're like, we got real good omelet, real good breakfast has got to be solid. So I gotta admit, you guys, out here in DC, I'm a big fan of the breakfast fare, among other things. But yeah.
Well, look, you heard it here first. You know where to go. Apparently the bacon is sweetened in DC.
I think it.
But on that note, Ricco, thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thank you.
Learned a little bit more each day.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
See you.
See you.